All right, Meow. We do be back. I hope everyone is doing well on their, let me see which way this needs to go. That's a bit better. I hope everyone is doing well on this Thursday, be it as it may. We are going to be taking on several of the bosses in Terraria Calamity mod, post Moonlord. Normally, well, vanilla, Moonlord is the end boss, but in Calamity mod, as it is an overhaul mod and difficulty mod, it adds a bunch of bosses after the fact. The first one I'm thinking of fighting is Dragon Folly. It's a big old dragon in the jungle, and we're gonna take that down. I have the recommended items, and I remember struggling with it, but I think with knowledge and my gear, it's not going to be that bad. I'm not sure what other bosses we're going to be doing today. We might spend some time in the Abyss because I need to get some Reaper Sharks taken down. Sylvie Pixie, thank you for stopping by. I also hope you're doing well. I hope you, the family, and the dogs are thriving. I very much appreciate the lurk. Thank you kindly. After Dragon Folly, provided the kill goes well, I'll probably farm it a few times, and then I'll start looking at bosses I need to take down or events I want to do, such as like Frost Moon or fighting Deer Clops or whatever, because after today's stream we go back to Radical Red, which is a difficulty ROM hack of Fire Red, with Mono Ground, Mono Ice, Mono Rock in that order. Mono Rock being last because Rock has a lot of common weaknesses, and I want to be done with it after that. I mean, I'm still gonna have to do the hardcore run after the fact, and a hardcore run in and of itself is going to be a real hoot and a holler, but at least I'll be able to use whatever Pokemon I want, rather than, oh, you can only use these types, you know? So the armor that I was able to get, it's a nod to Master Chief. It's called the Lunic Core Helmet. Well, Lunic Core Armor. Lunic because it's post Moonlord. The set bonus, I believe, is an energy shield, and it does make you look like Master Chief. It also gives you extra light vision. We'll hover over the bonus to see. Bubble shield recharges bullet damage, specialist damage, jumping speed, and I think that's cool that it's a donor item. Donor items are people who helped fund Terraria in some capacity, and they get an item named after them or designed after them, which is really cool. Another way that Terraria continuously keeps on giving. It reminds me of early on in Path of Exile's development. You could pay, I think it was like $1,000 to create an item, and people would make all sorts of items, and then that item would be in the game. And I think that's really neat for those who had the means to do so. I don't know how much money you had to give to John Terraria to be able to have a donor item, but there's a lot of really cool donor items. Also, I do like how the armor looks, so I am going to nix the vanity items. So as you can see, I am John Master Chief, and I've got a little energy shield around me, which is also quite nice. So jungle, we want to go here, drop down to my Plantera Arena, and then we're going to fight Dragon Folly. I am going to grab at least 1 or 2 food items for buffs, and then we'll be jumping right into it. I have my Elemental Blaster. It does not consume ammo. It inflicts a debuff called Elemental Mix that does presumably a combination of like shock, burn, cold. I have a cryogenic staff for now because I haven't found a better sentry item yet. I'm still using the mythical ice chunk. I do need to find a better minion. I'm not a summoner, so it's more of a, this is free damage rather than trying to be an outright summoner, you know? We don't consume ammo, so I don't have to worry about ammo consumption anymore, which is nice. Got the milkshake. That's gonna be our buff for major buff to all stats. We'll pop it when we get there. Same thing with the swiftness potion. I'm not sure which item I'm gonna get rid of. I might get rid of Charm of Myths after I kill it, and if I don't need, like, really need the shorter potion cooldown. I know I'm gonna need the movement speed, so there's not too much I can do to trim those things. I'm hoping the damage from Elemental Blaster and the set bonus are gonna be more than enough to get us there. We also did find Shimmer earlier, so I was able to shimmer some items for more passive bonuses. Now that I think about it, actually, we could go down the Shimmer hallway, dig to the right, and then we more or less have a straight shot to our arena. I think we're gonna do that. All right. We do have a drill. Drills are very pog. I'd rather not destroy that body of water given the opportunity. VOD friends, lurkers, I hope you're thriving. I hope you're making the best of 2025 as possible. We have a long way to go, but we're gonna get through it. Hang in there. All right. All right. Not exactly a straight shot. I'll probably want to adjust it later. That's not water. Okay. We'll go this way. All right, let's clear out some space. Don't realistically need any of this. I already have my graveyard biome, so I don't need more graves. Well, tombstones. I am gonna have to lock in for this, so I won't be chatting as much. Let's see how this goes. Oh boy. He's a big boy. And he's very fast. Faster than I remember. So he's kind of like Queen Bee in the attack pattern so far. All right. Oh, that is unpleasant. Oh boy, that's a fun one. Ad phase, I think. Thankfully, it has unlimited ammo. Ah, very spoopy. That's what I meant to do. I didn't realize I'd completely zoomed in like an idiot. Get away from me. Leave me alone. Oh, laser beams. No, thank you. That is not ideal. I don't want to jinx it, but so far, not that bad. Which is a good thing. Especially after Moonlord was quite a challenge. Oh, I did almost jinx it. All right, not that bad. We can definitely farm that, but I do still need to be careful. Okay. Okay, so we do need a Flugan Feather. That's a lore item. I don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Sadly, it's not a material, so we don't need it. All right, let's get going again. I don't think it has an active ability because it does have like the passive shield recharge. I do like that it also disappears from the mini-map, so you can't figure out where it is if you don't see it immediately on screen. I want to get at least 2 more kills in, because it does drop a crafting material I need. And it probably has a halfway decent weapon I can use. Yeah, no active ability. I figured I'd at least check. I do like that it also has the laser beams, which means you have less room to kite. So if you're not careful, it will get you killed. Oh, that's unideal. I definitely wish that had been placed in a better location. I mean, I can still go down at least, but I definitely cannot go side to side anymore. All right. All right, what did we get this time? We got, oh, that's from the Earth Elemental. All right, let's see. All right, let's try to kill it at least one more time. I am relieved that we got him on farm to some degree. That way we can then see what the next boss is that I'm gonna need to fight. Get away from me. No. using the Lunic armor for a while, which is also nice. So I don't have to worry about armor upgrading for a minute. And the Elemental Blaster, it not consuming ammo, that'll be a halfway decent weapon to use for a minute too. So I only have to really worry about like accessories and other items. Oh, I messed up. Just as I said we had it on farm. Well, so yeah, I started not fully respecting that boss, and he decided to let me know that wasn't okay. That's fair. We'll kill him at least one more time. So let's go back and grab a milkshake. Golden Eagle isn't bad. We're also gonna take a look at its loot table and see if there's anything else I need from it. Okay, so Sword Explosion is a 10% chance that's a melee weapon. It doesn't build into anything. He can drop Folly Feed, which is a mount. Let's see. It does not fly, it glides. Okay. We've gotten the Gilded Proboscis. We've gotten the Golden Eagle. So realistically, the only thing it dropped that I needed was the Golden Eagle, because everything else I've either already gotten or I can't use. Okay, so Golden Eagle plus a rifle I don't have access to with a weapon station I don't have access to. Okay, so realistically, I don't need to fight Dragon Folly anymore, but I'm not letting him take me down like that. So now we're gonna see what else a Flugen Feather builds into, because I only have like 60 of them. Okay, so it does build into some things, but I do not have a fair amount of the material I need for it, because a lot of it comes down to bosses that are like later in the game, right? So I'm just gonna continue taking a gander. Okay. Oh yeah, the Poltergeist. It's a spoopy ass boss in the dungeon. I will need to fight it because it drops Ruinous Souls, which is another relatively high tier crafting material. So at the moment, it would seem there is little I can actively use the Flugen Feathers for. I am gonna keep looking though, just in case. Okay, rogue damage. So yeah, TLDR, I don't need a lot of Flugen Feathers. All the things I could realistically build with it need stuff from later in the game. So we'll fight the Dragon Folly one more time. Then we're gonna look at the next boss we need to farm. And per something Way Cool Jr. 33 was saying the other day, hubris gets you nowhere. The second you feel yourself saying something like, oh, I got this. Oh, this is easy. Oh, I got it on farm. You basically just ended it for yourself. So don't do that. Because all it takes is like one or two mistakes, and next thing you know, it's Kyogre or it's Jover. All right, well, pop our milkshake. Yum, yum, yum. I'm pretending it's chocolate flavored because I'm allergic to chocolate in real life. So my Terraria character can have chocolate. Mmm. So aside from dying like an idiot, not a bad start. We have an ad break in about 20 seconds. If you have Amazon Prime and you haven't used your Twitch Prime token, you can subscribe for free. It's a great way to support the stream, and then you don't have to deal with the ad break. If you don't have it, that's fine. I'm not gonna force anyone to. It would be nice, of course, but I will see you all shortly. Grab a drink. I'll be right back. All right, Meow, we do be back. We are going to take down this oversized chicken, and then we're gonna move on to probably Poltergeist. Because I ain't afraid of no bed. I ain't afraid of no ghost. Freaky ghost bed. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I will have to make an arena for Poltergeist. It's in a really low part of the dungeon, and it is spoopy. In fact, I haven't been in the dungeons since killing, I think, Skeletron Prime. But alright, let's do the thing. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay. Yeah, I definitely feel like I need more movement speed. Or I need to get better at predicting when it's gonna do the dive. Ah, no. Oh, that is not ideal. This happened last time. Ah! Alright, we're gonna take a gander at what we need to beat Poltergeist. There's bosses that are recommended to be killed before certain ones, but it's not a hard and fast thing. So we are now going to nix a few things I know we don't need. Then we're gonna go back to base and see what we're doing next. Alright. Leave me alone. Thank you kindly. Alright, so Poltergeist. It's recommended to fight Poltergeist before another really hard boss, but I don't know if Poltergeist is recommended to be done after Dragon Folly or if there's a better boss to fight before doing Dragon Folly. After doing Dragon Folly, but before Poltergeist. Okay, so let us take a gander. They recommend Poltergeist before fighting the Devourer of Gods. Let's see. Poltergeist functions like Plantera, and you have to fight it in the dungeon, otherwise it enrages. Okay. I remember needing to make the summoning item for Poltergeist because I needed to farm it. I also want to see what happens after I kill Dragon Folly in the world as far as does new ore populate, etc. Because often there will be like things that happen after you kill them. Huh. It doesn't say. Maybe nothing interesting happens. Okay, fair. So, Poltergeist, what do you recommend? We have the Master Chief Armor. So I think I'm going to stick with that for ranged. Okay. Let me see which wings. Okay. Do I have... Oh, no, that's fine then. Okay. So I think we're going to stick to... We're going to stick to Angel Treads because that's what I've been using. I don't like losing the functionality if you turn them into Celestial Tracers or whatever. Okay. So Absorber would be nice. But I might be missing something. Oh, I am. I'm missing the pink jellyfish. So Absorber is not something I can do right now. I can't get Elysian Aegis yet because it requires me fighting a boss I haven't beaten yet. Flesh Totem sounds good, but I don't think I can justify dropping a mobility or a damage thing. Okay, weaponry. Sea Dragon or Storm Dragoon. Nettle Vine is an option. You know what? I'm probably gonna try it with Elemental Blaster. And if Elemental Blaster isn't good enough, I'll likely use a different weapon. I mean, I do still need to build an arena for it. Okay. Okay, that's not too bad then. So we're more or less off to the dungeon to build an arena for Poltergeist, and we'll go from there. Excuse me. Vortex armor doesn't build into anything, so we can nix that entirely. I'm gonna keep the vanity armor because I do like how it looks, and when I swap into a different armor set, I'll want to keep it. Okay. I don't hate it. I do have more than one though, so we can get rid of the excess. Same thing with the proboscis. I don't really care about Aftershock. It's a melee weapon. We'll hold on to Golden Eagle. Folly Feed, we did get them out. Okay, so that's neat. We already have a bunch of turtle shells, so it doesn't really matter. We got a second eagle, so we can throw that one away. We did make a dump tab just for this stream, because I won't be coming back to Terraria probably for at least a month after today's stream. But I'll hold on to this. I'll hold on to this. We'll make it warding for flat defense. We have that. I'm gonna see how this mount compares. My UFO mount does fly, but it's also very slow. So I'm not super excited about that, you know? Oh, excuse me. We're not using a flamethrower anymore, so we can put the gel away. All right, let's see how the Dragon Folly is as far as movement goes. Gotta say, it looks really cool, but it isn't permaflight, so we don't get to keep it. Okay, that's fair. Whereas the UFO is permaflight, so we want to head over to Sulfur Pylon. And then we're gonna pop over to the dungeon. All right, let's see. I likely want to bring some sort of building material because I am going to need to make a bunch of pylons. I'm going to need heart lanterns, etc. So let's take a gander and see what we have in terms of that. And by that, I'm just going to take the heart lanterns and bonfires from what I use to fight Moonlord, because I don't need to fight Moonlord again. Okay, so yoink. We're probably gonna grab like 3 of each because it doesn't have to be a huge arena. We're not trying, like, each heart lantern and bonfire has a relatively large AoE, so it doesn't need nearly the amount of them as, say, this area did. We'll also grab a bunch of wood, giggity, because platforms. And then we do want, oh boy, that's a fun thing. That's one of the enemies that spawn after killing a certain boss. Probably the Dragon Folly. Pew pew. All right, so yeah, let's take down some tree. Oh, that is terrifying. Please no, do not want. Okay, so that's gonna be Unholy Essence that is used for something. I just don't actively remember. Oh, nice, I like that. Blasphemous donut. Don't worry, it's perfectly edible. Yes, I do love perfectly edible food, by the way. And then, yeah, we do want to replant everything because the trees need to be sustainable. It is funny that the Nidarians still spawn, despite being a pre-hard mode enemy with only 280 HP. I wish when you got into like hard mode, a stronger version of them would show up, you know? All right, let's see. Honestly, that's probably enough. Also, I do not like that. I remember these. I remember hating them. Yeah, not a fan. They casually spawn during boss fights as well. Not ideal. You know what? I am gonna eat the donut. It is only medium though, so for a boss fight, I will want to go over to Milkshake, which is a stronger buff. I don't care about Prickly Pear because I'm not making dye. Honestly, I don't really care about cosmetic dyes. I've messed around with them in the past and they're like, eh. I do need to put some people in here. I'm not sure yet though. If I need to fight a boss in like the desert, I probably will at some point. Initially, that was gonna be to make teleporting to the desert for the Great Sand Shark Farm. That was gonna make that easier. Also, let's see what Unholy Essence is building into. Probably after the next ad break, we'll also look at some Palace Cats. There's a bunch of pictures that are new to us of Eevee and several other Palace Cats that live in either Germany or other zoos in Europe. And they are absolutely adorable. Once again, truly one of the Lord's finest creatures. Okay, so Unholy Essence. What are we making? Is there anything I can actually use? Right, meow. Okay. Okay. So at the moment, not really. Several interesting items and some ammo, but not really anything that speaks to me, you know? Okay, so the next big thing as far as ore goes, it looks like, will be Ulabloom. After I take down Providence, the Profane Goddess, I'll be able to mine Ulabloom, which is a greenish brown ore, and then that can be used to craft a lot of things. Okay. Okay, we're just gonna fly back to base instead of wasting a potion. Then we'll teleport to the dungeon. And by the dungeon, I mean the pylon closest to the dungeon. Alright, so off to Les of Pylon. And it's quite far down. I think it's literally right at the bottom of the dungeon. There's a giant room where you can fight the poltergeist. So, chat, how's your week been? What are you up to? Have you had a good Thursday? What are you doing? I don't want to deal with this, so I'm just gonna try to sneak past them. I don't need to farm them. Alright, so let's see. I think I'm just gonna dig down to the right, and then that way I can skip most of the normal terrain within the dungeon. Really? You did? We also had a snow day yesterday. I don't think we got a lot at once. It was more the combination of it being really fucking windy, thus making it very cold, and we had enough snow that all those things together is why we had the snow day. Were you and the family able to take advantage of the snow day? Or was it just like an impediment for your family? So for me, therapy was canceled, which sucked, but I was still able to get groceries. All right. Awesome. I love that for you and the family. I remember, I think I've made a snowman like once or twice in my life. My big thing was I would like see where the plow would plow like all the snow in our driveway, and it would just like build up piles of it, and then I would dig like tunnels into that. I'm glad the doggos got to enjoy being outside as well. Dogs do be loving it. And then once we find like the lowest part of the dungeon, then we'll just dig to the left and get into it. Had to teleport away, almost fucking died. Yeah, I can understand that. If you live in an area that doesn't get a lot of snow, the second you get some snow, it's a problem. So I can wholly get that. Mainly from relatives I've had that live in parts of the country where snow isn't really a thing. All right. We're gonna go back and we're gonna continue digging down. Oh, I wholly believe that. And hopefully they stopped right in front of your house and didn't like encroach on your property and cause a problem. Despite living in an area that gets a lot of snow, like as soon as we get our first snow, usually in like October, November, there's always people who have no fucking idea how to drive in snow, and you'll constantly see them on like the side of the road, upended, etc., you know? So it's a good bit of humor. Gonna sneak past these guys again. I really am not fond of driving, especially in the snow. Yeah, they are trying their best, absolutely. So I try to go nowhere as often as possible, especially when the weather is acting up. Okay, we're gonna keep going further down. I'm gonna dig to the left shortly, and I'll see if we got to the dungeon yet. Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. Fresh snow looks very pretty. There's the romanticization of, oh, we're gonna go out and play in the snow, and it's gonna be so nice and fun. But up here, snow tends to stick around for a while. So basically, after the first day, the roads are just unpleasant and hard to drive on. The snow is like a brownish gray. The rust eats into your car's undercarriage. It makes everything worse, you know? So unless you actively like enjoy skiing and other winter activities, snow can just outright fuck off. We have an ad break in about 15 seconds. Grab a drink, grab a snack. We'll be back shortly. We'll also be looking at some palace cats. New photos were updated to monetization the other day, and they're very adorable. I will see you all shortly. that's your really common plot, and you hate it. Okay, so oops, pals, cats. Normalization. All right, Meow, we do be back. That does give me the opportunity to amend the text because now we're past Dragon Folly, which is usually the first or second boss that's fought after Moonlord. Let me put this down. How about that? There you go. Dragon Folly. So this is Sarnai at the Prospect Park Zoo in Brooklyn. This was taken like yesterday. Absolutely adorable palace cat. And by taken, it was actually uploaded, but I'm gonna choose to believe it was taken the same day. There's still snow on the ground. But you got the cute little ears, very round like you said. Got the large brown boots, the white underneath the chin. Almost looks not unhappy, so we like that. Rounded head, no meaningful dent in the middle. This is another one of Sarnai. So you got like a rock here, you got a rock here, you got a log here. This is either a rock or a log. In the wild, it's burrows, it's dens, it's warrens underneath the ground, laying flat on the steppe to look like a rock. There's not a lot of cover on the steppe, or the tundra for that matter. But yes, Sarnai, and we can actually go to Sarnai's page. Sarnai is the daughter of Delai and Morty. She was born 2016 in Korkasari Zoo, which I think is either in... Let's find out. Finland. There you go. Helsinki. I believe that's where Princessa was born. She's a female palace cat that currently lives at a zoo in Czechia. Sarnai's siblings are Fiend, Pomponiette, which I believe she's in a zoo in France, and then an unnamed daughter, possibly died, that's why they didn't bother naming her. And then you can take a gander at the pedigree, which I think is really neat. You can see Morty and Dalai, Allie and Buck, Benny and Frida, Rasputin and Rhiannon. It's very neat. And if Sarnai ever has kids, then you'll see Sarnai with a bunch of cats offshooting from her. But I want to skip over to ones of Eevee, because Eevee is the one I was talking about prior to the ad break. Also, that's Pluton. Pluton lives in Poznan New Zoo in Poland. He's so round. He's so floofy. What an adorable pink little snoot. He's got the Puss in Boot eyes. Truly, some of God's finest creatures. And this was uploaded by Roman Pavlov of Monolization himself. Pluton is one of 5 palace cats that currently live in Poland. I think it's Pluton, Nike, Boris, Bazenka, and there's 2 others. But yeah, big fan. Such a healthy whisker subsystem. Incredibly round. That's a picture of Dunzi from the backside. He's just sitting on top of his house, looking round, looking like a boulder. Dunzi's only going to be 3 this year. So, Lord willing, he's got many happy years ahead of him. I am going to skip to the ones of Eevee, though. There's Eevee. This is Eevee, and this is Haruto. This was taken from the Niabi Zoo 2024. Let's figure out where the Niabi Zoo is. The Niabi Zoo is in the Coal Valley in the US. Eevee and Haruto, either they're siblings, or it's a pairing for Palace Cats. But yeah, Eevee, she likes to read magazines and shred newspapers. Here she is with a little trick-or-treat Halloween basket for enrichment. Super cute. Truly one of the Lord's finest creatures. Monetization almost has daily uploads of more Palace Cats. So it is something that anyone has access to. And I, for one, I love it. All right, back to Terraria. We're trying to get into the dungeon in a relatively quick fashion, then building an arena to fight Poltergeist. Thankfully, I had a lot of armor. All right, so we did find the dungeon. We can continue to dive deeper. I found the area where Poltergeist can spawn. This is a very, like, open... You'll see it. It's all this. This is huge. So, when I summon Poltergeist, I'm gonna want to fight him in here. I'll make, like, a platform up here, and then a platform down here. We'll do heart candles and lanterns and all that good shit. And I'll end up... Once I have the ability to summon him via his summon item, I'll remove the water candles so I don't have to deal with extra trash mobs during the fight. Alright, I need to make some room, so a lot of this is just going to be going. Alright, let's see how we want to do this. Alright. We're gonna continue digging to the right so we have a easier way of getting back into this place on the likely event of me dying in a video game. Alright. Oops, we did a bit of a flood. That's okay though, we'll be fine. The water messes with my ability to fly. Oh, I had to see what I was stuck on. Okay. Back. It's definitely tedious, but it has to be done. Also, Sylvie, what, if anything, have you been playing when you've been streaming? Or anyone else in chat, what games are you playing? Are you doing Pokemon? Do you not game at all? What's up? Okay, understandable. I hope you and your family have been having a good time with the friends from out of state. Yeah, I'm sure you will find something to stream. Don't worry about it. I have faith in you that you'll find some game to stream. And in worst case scenario, just don't stream at all because you still have family, friends over. Alright, so in theory, that's a straight shot all the way down. So let's see if that's true. Almost is. I need to get rid of that platform. Also... Paladin have a lot of health, so that took a minute. Okay, so all this has to go because it's in the way, but it will be a straight shot down. Okay. I don't need a rocket launcher. We already have one at home in a video game. Ah. All right. Alright, aside from that minor detour, it looks like we do have a legit straight shot down. That's huge. That way, if I have to constantly be farming this thing, then I have a faster route to get there. Alright. Whoops. We'll be fine. I don't have to worry about fall damage, so technically I don't need this water here. Alright. Alright, let's see how we want to do this. Don't need. Let's make a bunch of platforms while we're here. Don't need. Same thing with that. Alright, very good. So we'll put probably our first pylon more or less here. Go all the way straight across, ideally. Might have to remove... gonna have to remove some of these. I did forget about that. There are bricks in the way, which will make the platforms sometimes difficult to reach. I guess we'll just do it this way. Alright. I have to make sure there's no gaps that I can accidentally fall through during the fight. Alright. Yoink. I do need some of those. Yep, same thing here. Okay, and then this is a small one, so we're fine. We'll put a lantern on this edge. Same thing with a bonfire. Okay, right here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. We still have our heart lantern and bonfire. We need to go down below that and put another platform right where it would almost end. So like right here will be our next one. All right. I might do one last set of pylon platform, but 2 might also be enough. I mean, I still have to kill enough enemies for him to spawn. So what's probably gonna end up happening is I'll kill enough of the enemy that makes him spawn to create the item that summons him. Then I can summon him anytime I want, instead of summoning him by killing X amount of mobs and then him showing up wherever, you know? Alright. Leave me alone. Some of the casters in here, they can teleport. They can shift through walls. Same thing with their projectiles. So you gotta find them and get rid of them quickly. Also, ow. There we go. That'll hopefully keep them busy. Or not. Alright. Let's clean this up a bit. All right, let's see. A lot of it is garbage. I specifically need the red jelly one. I'm gonna see if I can shimmer them into the color jelly I need. That would make this easier. Because then I would have an even better healing item. Okay, so like right here. Oh, that I fell through that. That is not. It's not done yet. Then okay. All right, good. So it's like oh, I see. There you go. We'll make that work. Okay. Then same thing here. I can't get rid of that trap, so it's just gonna be stuck there, it looks like. Alright. Nom 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 nom. We have an ad break. We'll be right back. Okay, so let's put one last platform down there just so it's above it. Use that. All right, we do be back. I am going to try to shimmer one of the items I need into a different item. Shimmer, it transforms items that come into contact with it into other things. Not all things can be shimmered, but it would not be the first time that it's like, oh, I want to make X item and I only have like 2 of the 3 and I have like 5 of one of those. So then you just like throw it in the shimmer and try to turn it into the thing you do need. So for example, there's class amulets in Terraria. There's Ranger, Warrior, Summoner, and then Rogue, which is added in Calamity. You can throw them in the shimmer and it'll become a different one. So I'm going to see if I can do that. That way I'll have a better recovery item than I do now. And if that doesn't work, I'm probably just going to go into Poltergeist with my current setup. And if that doesn't work, then I'll tweak a few things. Okay. So we want to go to Ocean and then drop all the way down. Also, welcome back everyone. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying the stream. We've had Palace Cats. We've had me dying in a video game. We've had farming a dinosaur. It's been good so far in my opinion. All right. Yeah, I don't even know if this can be shimmered, so it's going to be an interesting one, certainly. All right. Okay, so it looks like it can. Let's see if we get the red one. We did. All right, that helps. So we can, nix these. I need these. This is not a material, so we don't need to keep it. Okay, so now I want to look at the chart to see how I'm making the absorber. I know that that was the last thing we needed for the one piece, which would be the grand gelatin. So that's going to be cleansing, life, vital, light, and night. Okay, that's good. That is going to be quite handy. All right, let's see. Let's make some room, sell some things. Not a material. I already have a bunch of them. Okay, Soul of Light and Soul of Night. Those drop from early hard mode. So I know I have a bunch of them. It's just about figuring out where the frick did I put them, you know? Okay, Soul of Night. Maybe in here. Or not. Maybe... Here we go. Alright. So that's gonna be... the Grand Gelatin. Grand Gelatin combines with something else into Absorber. Let's grab those. Alright, so this is going to take a minute because I have to eyeball all of it until I find the ones we need. I know we need the Meld Blob, that's a non-issue. Where do you be at? And why am I blind? No. No. I mean, kind of. Okay. So that's turtle shell, mollusk, meld construct, grand gelatin, and barrow claw, which I know I made. I just have to figure out which box we put that in. Maybe in here. Or not. Barrow claw. There we go. And I think that's at the anvil? No, it's at ancient manipulator. Okay. So that's... Wait, what am I missing? Okay, what are we missing? It's grand gelatin, barrow claw, mollusk. That's what we're missing. Okay, yep, that would do it. And that's gonna be in the diving box because it wouldn't make sense to be anywhere else. Or it might not be because I put it somewhere else. All right. It's greenish. Let's just sort to make it easier to find. And I know I have them because I killed the giant clam a bunch yesterday. That's the mini boss that can drop a bunch of them. Okay. No. There we go. So it was in one of the boxes I thought it was, just not... Wait. Okay. Mollusk. Meld blob. Barrow claw. Grand gelatin. What am I missing? Oh, meld construct. Okay. So I need a bunch of starblight soot. So we're gonna take a detour to the astral. We're gonna get some soot, and then we'll be able to build our item. All right. I do like the look of the astral biome. I do like the music of it, but it's such a kick in the dick because you can't do anything with the astral ore till realistically Moonlord / after Moonlord. And there's two bosses you have to fight in it. The one is hard, the other one's harder. So it's definitely not a biome that I like to be in, despite it being aesthetically pleasing. A lot of the biomes in Terraria have great music, and the ones that Calamity added, they did not disappoint. For anyone who does play Terraria and or Calamity mod, do you have a biome that you really like for the music? In vanilla, I really like the underground mushroom biome. Hell also, well, the underworld. It has a nice soundtrack as well. gonna need more recall potions as well at some point. Okay, so we got the absorber. We're making progress on recovery items. I need to remember what I needed life dew for. I think that's part of this. Let's see. Oh, living. Yeah, okay. Living dew. That would explain why I didn't show up. Okay. So living dew, radiant ooze, and life alloy. So that's at least 2 upgrades on recovery that we're getting, which is quite nice. Now I just have to remember where I put life alloy. I have it in several locations. Might be all the way to the right. I know I made a bunch earlier because I needed it. I needed a bunch of it for something else yesterday. I remember that much at least. No. There's some. Yeah, okay, that'll work. Okay. And then what does that build into? It builds into something I don't have access to yet. So that's not bad. So we have Ambrosial Ampule, which it gives good recovery, plus more recovery from debuffs. You have the Absorber, which gives more recovery, a fair amount of utility from said recovery. In this, it says Charm of Myths is a... it builds into something, but I have to remember what it builds into. I think it was like Blood Core is the material that I need. And then from that, it goes into something else. I think I can actually check via the wiki once again. And I'm trying to remember what this thing is called. Blood Pact, okay. Blood Pact. Okay, so yeah, Blood Pact and Charm of Myths does build into something that I don't have access to. You need the Cosmic Anvil, which you need a bunch of stuff you don't have access to. Yeah, the Cosmolite. Cosmolite drops from the Devourer of Gods. So that's gonna be a real, like, minute and some change. So now we'll go back to looking at Poltergast, since we did make some upgrades as far as accessories go. So yeah, we will 100% rock the Absorber. We'll want to put warding on it as well. I'm going to try to get by with Elemental Blaster. If it's not good enough, we'll come back and use one of the recommended items. The armor I currently have is better than what they recommend, so I don't think I need to downgrade. Okay. I believe we need like 30 necroplasm, so it is gonna be a bit until we get all of those. Slime staff is sadly not a buildable item, so we can chuck it. We do want to make the absorber warding. That way we have access to, what's it called? More flat defense. Alright. There's probably a world where if you're really good at the game, you just run crit or movement speed. Because if you're not getting hit, who cares about defense, right? I know Angel Treads builds into something better, but it loses some functionality on the upgrade path. So that's why I've been sticking to it for a while. I'm also still using the Harpy Wings because with Angel Treads, you get a bone. There's like a synergy with those two together. But at some point, I probably am going to have to get rid of the Harpy Wings for even better wings. Just for better movement speed and like the buffs they provide, you know? Okay, so we're going to bring a milkshake just in case I am able to fight the boss. Gil Potion doesn't really do anything for me. Let's bring... I think that'll probably be fine. We have unlimited ammo because the gun doesn't run out, so we don't need to worry about ammo conservation. We're gonna take a, we're gonna try to get back really quick to where we were, and we'll be okie dokie. So that was basically right here. Okay. Down we go. Where we stop, somebody knows. We gotta go fast. And thankfully I'm immune to fall damage, so I don't have to worry about this. Very nice. Alright, now we can focus on getting ready to fight the boss. We still need to kill a fair amount of other enemies to get enough necroplasm to summon him, but we'll get there because there's multiple water candles down here, so they'll just naturally accumulate. Alright. I also did want to put another platform down just so I can't get hit by things like piranha when they're in the water, or the atrocity to nature known as the anglerfish. There you go. I do like some art every now and again, so we're not gonna pull an authoritarian regime and destroy all the intellectual property because people being able to think is scary. All right. Also, ow. That big old buff, that's from the absorber. One of the reasons why I wanted to get it. Ow. Very spoopy. The damage builds up quickly. Alright, let's see. We already have a sniper rifle. Blue Candy 21, welcome back. I hope you're doing well. We are going to be fighting Poltergeist. If you're not familiar with Terraria or Calamity mod, there's a boss in baseline Terraria that's called Plantera. Think Little Shop of Horrors, aka a giant carnivorous plant. Poltergeist functions similar to that, but it's a spoopy ghost. I'm doing all right, thank you. I'm glad to hear you're doing well. All right, so we still need like 17 more necroplasm, so that's gonna be a minute. We can nix all these jelly because we have the things they build into. All right. All right, let's see. We wanted to continue working on the platform. Ah. No. No. You like art? So we're gonna put the screamer up here. That's more or less Edward Munch's The Scream, but it's a Terraria version because copyright. You know what? That's good enough. Let's just focus on getting all the necroplasm that we need now, because you need 30 of them to summon the boss. I can check to see how many of them I need to actually build the summoning item. That would be necroplasmic beacon. I would need 50 of them, so that's even worse. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. We have an ad break, so we'll be back shortly. Please stick around and support the stream. Alright, Meow, we do be back. We're also going to take a short palace cat break. The palace cat is a wild cat that lives predominantly in Asia. They are threatened. There's less than 57,000 of them in the world. As you'll be able to see, the body is round. They have rounded pupils, ears that are rounded rather than pointy at the top of the head. Big old peats. Nice healthy whisker subsystem. Boopable pink snoot. Mating season for the palace cat is 1 day a year. Low population density. High infant mortality rate because of predators, weak immune systems, not a lot of food. It's cold as heck where they live. And the way they handle the cold is by having incredibly dense coats. During the summer, they are probably about half the size that they are during the winter. Fully grown, they're about 4 to 5 kilograms. I think that translates to like 8 pounds, give or take. And they also have rounded eyes, which sit on the like high up on their head, which makes it easier for them to see things when they're laying flat on the ground and the snow is building up around them. This one is Evie. She lives at the Niabi Zoo, Coal Valley in the United States. Let me actually figure out where the Coal Valley is, because that sounds like it would probably be something like West Virginia. Coal Valley is... where are we looking? Illinois. Okay, so that's neat. They have a life expectancy in the wild of about 6 years. They have double that in captivity, though, because they are similar to other animals that are adapted to extreme biomes. They do not thrive outside of that biome. So, for example, there was a 2 litters from one palace cat some time ago, and 10 out of 12 of them died, and I fucking hate that, because they are truly some of God's finest creatures, and we need more of them. This is another one of Evie. You can see the rounded ears. They're not arboreal, so it is funny to watch them get up in trees and such. On the step, there's not a lot of cover, so they'll be laying flat on the ground, they'll be looking like rocks, they'll be hiding underground, etc. They are absolutely adorable, and they are a large part of my channel. Alright, back to trying to farm necroplasm so we can fight poltergeist. We fought Dragon Folly earlier. Think giant dinosaur chicken that flies. I may have to use a battle potion just to make more mobs spawn. Of course, they were spawning like crazy when I was building, but now that I'm done building and I'm actively trying to farm them, they decide to not show up, you know? Thankfully, because it is the dungeon, there's water candles which increase spawn rate for enemies. They're pretty much everywhere, which helps make the dungeon even more dangerous to explore. I do have an ice key, but I don't have it on me, so we're gonna put a bunch of lanterns nearby to know I need to come back here at some point. Oh, now we're getting them. Okay, that's fine. We need either 30 to summon it or 50 to create the item that summons it. I think I'm gonna go for 50 so I can summon it on demand instead of it naturally spawning once and then having to kill 30 again to do it, you know? I believe that's what I did last time, in fact. Wow, garbage. I love it. I do technically need the Muramasa for something, but it's not a huge deal. All right. Keel Hall doesn't build into anything, so we're gonna get rid of it. We have a sniper rifle in a video game back at base, so we don't need those. We might be getting close to him spawning. Because I know I don't have 30 of them. So I don't think Poltergeist will be spawning. Yet, at least. Once we've killed Poltergeist, we'll have access to Ruinous Souls, which is another crafting material that will be needed to progress me even further. What makes it tedious to farm the necroplasm, it's not enough for the enemy to be killed. The enemy needs to die. The enemy then needs to become another enemy. Then that enemy has a chance to drop the necroplasm. I already have one of these, so I'm not worried. Boo. I ain't afraid of no ghost, so let's get this going. Come on. Okay, another one we need to come back and get. All right, we have 30. We need 50. All right. And thankfully, the elemental blaster has unlimited ammo, so I can start blasting, and I never have to stop blasting. Honestly, don't need anything out of that. Well, we're getting there. Let's see what this is. I think I do need that. Yes, that's technically fine. I forget what it builds into, but it is a material, so we'll be okay. Okay. I was hoping there'd be a bunch more enemies down here by now, giving them like time to spawn, you know, since the water candles increase spawn rate. Okay, I don't hate that. Sadly, it's not the chest I wanted it to be. And then the same thing there. On the upside, Iron Skin and Swiftness potions, never a bad grab. Alright. There we go. Let's go back up. We only need like 14 Necroplasm, then we can make the item to farm the boss. Okay. Gotta watch out for him. Their projectiles go through walls and they teleport. Oh, it's vanity. Yeah, I don't need that. Especially since the vanity item I have, in my opinion, is better. Nice. We're getting there. Just 11 more, and we'll be able to summon the boss. That's when we'll pop various buffs, so we are not wasting uptime on them. Especially if I am able to kill it, and then I'm gonna want to farm it. Owie. Also owie. We're getting a lot closer. The wiki says they show up at 30, so the fact that it hasn't shown up yet and it's still giving me those messages is concerning. Then again, it wouldn't be the first time a wiki for something was out of date. Paladin, lots of health, and scary. Oh. Oh, yay, more traps. No, not yet at least. Alright. No. I mean, beating someone to death in a video game with a giant key does seem like it'd be funny, but it doesn't build into anything, and it's really slow, so TLDR, it's garbage. Okay, they're definitely being a little stingy. Okay, we need one more. Then we'll craft the summoning item and get ready for it. It is quite nice not having to worry about running out of ammo anymore. Eventually this weapon will fall off though, and I will have to go to weapons that do use ammo, but are of course more powerful. At first I thought that was a frog. I'm like, why is frog in dungeon? Let's put some chests down just so I have loot storage if I so need to. Alright. Nice. Okay. So that's... Was it a bunch of bone? Because if I've been throwing bone away, that's going to be awkward. Let's see. It's not. It's wood. Okay, that's easy then. Oh, all right. Back to base. Do a little chop chop. Oh, I need more than that. Okay, that's fine. So, ancient manipulator per usual. It's one of the late stage crafting items. The beacon. This lets us summon what's his face whenever he enrages outside of the dungeon, and I do not want that. We're gonna put some things away in the dump tab. We'll then be fighting him most likely after the ad break. Okay, quick stack, sort. sort. I want to keep an iron skin potion. Well, I'm gonna keep a few stacks of them. Okay, those two. I do want to grab the dungeon keys since we have been finding some of them. I do need to find the winter one. It looks like a jagged icicle kind of, but it's actually a key. Abyss torch can be placed in water, so I do want to hold on to those as well. That'll be useful if we decide to go into the abyss after this. Don't need these anymore. No. Owls. They be doing a real hoo. Hoo-hoo. Hoo. No. I want to see what that builds into. It's been a minute. It says it builds into something, but it doesn't tell me what it builds into. I knew there was something like that in this. That is disappointing, but also understandable. All right, we're continuing to look for that one key, and then we have the ad break, which will be up in about a minute and change. Lord willing, everyone, VOD friends, lurkers, that you are enjoying the stream, that your Thursday is going as well as it can, that if you have anything exciting on the weekend, that will go well. After today's stream, we pick up again on Meownwell doing Radical Red, which is a difficulty ROM hack of Pokemon Fire Red, Mono Ground, aka I can only use ground type Pokemon. Then after that, it's going to be Mono Ice and Mono Rock, which are both going to be quite difficult. Rock probably being the hardest of the bunch, because Rock is weak to so many things. Initially, I was doing Mono Ice last, but I watched someone do a Mono Ice run, and it honestly wasn't that bad because they had two Pokemon that could set up and do sweepy sweeps, you know? So we love that for them. Sadly, they don't stream anymore, and I hope wherever they are, if they're still alive, they're doing well. And if not, they're in a better place, so it's fine. Huh, maybe I don't have that ice key. We will be back shortly. See you all in a bit. Huh. So I did have an ice key. Oh, I know where it is. I bet it's in that other box. All right, we do be back. We have the things we need. This will be the first attempt at Poltergeist, and here's hoping it's able to do what we need and I don't have to rejigger a bunch of things to make it work. Also, welcome back, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're thriving, that you were able to take advantage of the ad break to grab some snacks, grab some water, do some stretching, do adult things, you know. And off to the races we go. Okay. I don't need Deadshot for the ammo conservation, and I feel like the velocity is already relatively fast. So I might go 24% crit rate. Honestly, I might go with the crit rate in the sense that it already has high crit, so crits will do more damage, you know? So I think that's gonna be the play here. All right, let's see. So we need to get all the way over here, drop down, and then drop down even further. We'll pop the buffs as soon as we get to the arena, then we'll summon the boss. And hopefully not die a bunch. I do want to see what else the Drunk Princess has. Oh, this is not the Drunk Princess. This is the Princess. Drunk Princess is a Calamity exclusive NPC. She sells a bunch of cocktails, which, much like other consumables, give buffs, but they have trade-offs, and sometimes they'll kill you in a video game. All right, down we go. It'll be a minute. Okay, good. Armors come back. Well, shields come back. Milkshake. Once again, I'm pretending it's chocolate flavor. Movement speed. We're actually going to get rid of the recall potion on the bar because we know that if we teleport out, the boss enrages. And I don't want that. All right, let's drop our sentry. We're zoomed all the way out. May as well get on with it. Oh, that is a lot of HP. Oh boy. He's a big boy. Big old spoopy ghost. It also doesn't help that his projectiles are the same color as my minion ones. Yeah, he's very fast. Oh boy. That's to debuff him for more damage. No. I know he has some BS, I'm just not sure what it's gonna end up being. I definitely did more than I would have liked to see. Stay in the safety circle. Safety circle is our friend. Safety circle. Safety circle. Oh boy. Get away from me. Oh, those red projectiles. Not ideal. That's part of the BS. Okay. I need another like 5 seconds. There's 2 of them now. No. I wonder if it's like the other one where it gets an enrage if you kill it. Some bosses will do that in games. No. I don't want to jinx it, but that went better than I thought it would. And I love that for us. So now I need to take a minute to look at Ruinous Souls and see what I can build with those. All right. All right, so Ruinous Soul. Okay, so once I fight Providence, I can then fight Ravager again to get another material, which will let me build a new set of armor. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so if not that, what else? Okay. Things I would actually benefit from having. That's neat. Halley's Inferno instead of Halley's Comet. Can I make it? I technically can. Let's figure out what boss is recommended after this, because if the Halley's Inferno is good for that boss, then I will consider making it. All right. I also only have 3 minutes on my buffs, So if I wanna fight, if I need to fight Poltergeist again, I'm gonna need to do it before those run out. Okay, so let's take a gander at progression. Post Moonlord, we have fought Dragon Folly. We have fought Poltergeist. I believe Old Duke is more or less what if Duke Fishron, but in the final stage of Sulphurous Acid Rain event, and even harder. So now I want to figure out who is recommended to be fought next when it comes to progression. Okay, so possibly next is the Profaned Guardians, because you have to kill the Profaned Guardians to get the Profaned Core, which is then in turn used to summon Providence. I also remember absolutely hating the Profaned Guardian fight because there's a tank, there's a healer, and there's a damage dealer, and they are difficult for various reasons that I'm having trouble enumerating, aside from the fact that they're gonna be healing, they're gonna be doing a bunch of damage, and I think the commander or the defender is basically gonna be taking a bunch of damage for all the other ones. So let me see if Profane Guardian is recommended to be fought relatively quickly. Okay, so yes. Let me see what weapon they recommend. I already have good armor for it. I already have halfway decent movement. I do have defense. What kind of weapon do they recommend? We do have the Elemental Blast. So yeah, the Elemental Blaster is good for this fight insofar as it's homing. But homing ammo is going to end up having trouble hitting targets specifically, because, you know, it's going to have 3 targets and it's going to home in on one of them, and it's going to go back and forth between all of them. So then it basically comes down to not wanting to use the Elemental Blaster. I think we're going Prideful Hunters, Planar Ripper, easy to use, great DPS with Pierce. So that's the weapon I want to figure out how to make. So that's P90, Uzi, which we already have, Luminite Bar, which we already have, Vortex Fragment we already have. So that's incredibly pog. That is the weapon we'll be making next. So now we can go back to looking at Ruinous Souls and figuring out if there's anything else I care to make immediately with it, you know? Because that will determine whether I have to farm this boss again or not. Okay. I don't hate that. Oh, we are definitely not there yet. Okay. Ah, it's a spellcaster item. Never mind. What about this? I need better minions / sentries, but I have yet to find a recommended one since I'm not technically a summoner. Okay. This is... I might be able to make this one. It's a... summons a minion that hovers above you. Infinitely piercing beams. that create explosions. Okay. I don't hate that. Okay. What else? What is that? Oh, it's a throwing dagger. Okay, so there is little at the moment I can make with that. So I think I may end up making the one staff I was talking about that summons the minion that has infinite pierce. But where am I getting the base item first? Really? Okay. Huh. So I probably have the ability to get that. Let me see what sort of staves they recommend for this, because if it's not in the list, then I'm not going to make it. What is you? Huh. I do like that it orbits you. That makes it easier to do things. What about this? Okay, 5 rainbow flowers that orbit you. They attack enemies. Okay. I don't hate that. That actually might be a thing, just so I can have them surrounding me, because I know at least one of the mobs, probably the defender, is constantly going to be doing contact damage. So having something that will do more contact damage is not bad. Okay. So how am I getting this, though, is the real question. Oh, boy. Huh. Okay. I might be able to make this. Let's see. Where am I? Oh, that might be in hell. I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, I might be able to make, I think I can technically make this then. All right. Yes. So I think what we do, we will fight Poltergeist again since I'm here. Then we're gonna start working on collecting things I need, so when we do come back to Terraria in like a month or so, we'll be able to take on the Profaned Guardians, which will then allow us to kill Providence and a bunch of other bosses. Okay. No. No. Make sure we're zoomed out all the way. damage. Boom. Very spoopy. My buffs are gone outside of the milkshake, so this is gonna get a bit harder than I'd like. Safety circle. Ah. Ad break. We will be back shortly. Poltergeist is almost dead. Don't go anywhere. Alright, Meow, we do be back. Ad break is Jover. Poltergeist is almost dead. I have to remember where I was. So as soon as I spawn back in, I don't instantly die. I also don't remember if my potion's on cooldown or not. It probably is, because the giant safety circle is still there. All right, let's take down this oversized paranormal activity. It's at, I think, like 70k health left. Ugh. All right. Alright, Poltergeist down again. Once again, I ain't afraid of no ghost. I ain't afraid of no bed. Invisible bed. Freaky ghost bed. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Alright, very good. So, what did we actually end up getting? I don't hate it, but I'm not doing melee. We don't need the lore item. Okay. You know what? I will put one of these things in. I'm also going to get rid of this platform because it's been in the way the whole time from me being able to do some kiting. There we go. Alright. While we're here, we're also going to grab some of the loot from the biome-specific chests, because I can use some of that for some of the fights. Okay, where? There you are. I'm fine with the water candle, though, being there. Everything else needs to go. Alright. I do also want to see what sort of sentry weapon I can get. Sentries are minions that don't move from where they're placed. And the one thing that I have that looks like a snowflake that just like spewing ice shards, that's one of them. I've been using that for a minute. So there's a very good possibility that there is a better sentry item that I have access to by now, and I'm going to see what that looks like. Because any sort of free / bonus damage I can get is welcome, you know? Especially since the wiki is good enough to be like, oh yeah, by the way, these are sentry weapons. So let's see what that looks like for us realistically, and which ones I would actually be able to make. So that's gonna be a minute. Okay. So, that doesn't sound bad. But, oh, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna bother. No, okay. So, 2 of them down. What about this one? Huh. I don't hate that, but it doesn't really do what I need it to do. Okay, so then that leaves 2 more. Oh, I'd have to fight Fish Old Duke if oh boy, that's a real no. That's a like don't get me wrong. I am gonna be fighting the Duke eventually, but that's a yikes. So we don't really have much in the way of a good sentry weapon. So I'll probably just use what I still have, because I don't have anything better. All right. I mean, that's fine, but it is definitely a little disappointing. All right. All right, so we want to go to the places that I put a bunch of torches to grab the biome weapons. All right. For example, the jungle-specific biome chest, it's the piranha gun. It fires mechanical piranhas that eat your opponent, and it can effectively stun lock them. There's an upgraded version, I think that's called the Barracuda gun, and it does something similar. The downside is it's only active while you have it out. So if you need to do damage and you're trying to not be dead, swap over to that and then swap back when you can go back to shooting, you know? All right. Each biome has a specific biome chest and a corresponding biome key. All right, so let's see. Honestly, that actually might be a thing because it is a sentry. So that is possibly going to be better than what I have right now. Yeah. All right. So what do I know I can get rid of? Okay. I also made a sticky note telling me where we left off and what I want to fight and what I want to use. So when we come back to it in like a month or two, it'll be like, oh yeah, by the way, it was this. And it's like, nice. Okay, what was the other one, or where was the other one? Ah, right here. This is a rogue throwing weapon. Not that I'm eager to be a rogue, but it is a weapon that is recommended for several fights. So I'm still gonna want to grab it anyways. Yumi, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate the lurk. I hope you're thriving. Your Thursday has been as good as it could. I just finished beating Poltergeist a few times. Think Plantera from Vanilla Calamity, i.e. the jungle boss. Well, the giant plant boss in the jungle. Poltergeist is that, but it's a spooky ghost. We are close to wrapping up for the day. I'm getting some of the things from the jungle I need. And by jungle, I mean dungeon. And we're gonna start crafting some things that by the time we come back in a few months to Terraria Calamity, we'll be able to dive back in. May you, all the kittens, Fen, and your partner be thriving. Also, if anyone isn't familiar with cosplay gamer Yumi, she streams all sorts of games indie horror games, Pokemon, Dead by Daylight. She's going through, I think, Diamond, doing a Nuzlocke of that. She's Nuzlocking through all the Pokemon generations, and the gimmick with her run is she has a team of 6 Pokemon, and those are the only Pokemon she's allowed to use. So if she has like a Turtwig, it can't become Torterra. But check out Cosplay Gamer Yumi. She streams every week, multiple days a week, and send her some love. I myself stream every Monday through Thursday, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Thursdays. We need to dig over. Rainbow gun. Okay, mildly interesting. I was hoping I'd get the other one, but it's fine. Sadly, it's not a material, so we can get rid of that. Same thing there. Same thing there. Okay. We always need more recall potions, so that's fine. Okay. I'm seeing if there's any other biome chests that I'm specifically aware of right now. Okay. Let's actually see what that looks like. I'm curious. Oh, it's the reading rainbow, the more you know type situation. It's also a magic weapon, so I'm not keen on using it. But that's neat as far as items go. Put the drill back on. All right. That's a corruption chest. Sadly, I don't have a key for it. At least I don't think I do. Alright. Yeah. I don't have it on me, but I think I have a key for that somewhere. Alright. Let's keep looking for the other ones. No. Oh, where are you? I don't need the gold ones. It's specifically ones that correspond to biomes like the ice, the jungle, the hollow, corruption, etc. All right. Nope. sticky algae or fungi, but not what we need. Get up there, you. What was I stuck on? I was stuck on something. Oh, I guess it'd be that. Okay. Aha! Not what we need though. Alright, we're gonna head back to base and see if I have the ability to, what's it called? Open that one chest. I might not. Paladin do a lot of damage. They're also quite tanky for what they are. Which, I mean, it makes sense. It's a paladin, right? Okay, so what do we have realistically? We can put some of these things away. Quick stack. Alright, so I suppose first things first is let's see if we actually have that corruption key. We do. We have more hollowed keys. Awesome. We have a desert key. We haven't found a desert chest yet. We have a jungle key. We haven't found the jungle. I'm gonna see what was in the corruption chest because I am curious. All right. We'll look at some palace cats after we grab this jungle corruption key. We'll also find someone to raid who's playing Terraria. Ideally, Calamity. Also, I want to see if this builds into anything. What is it called? Staff of the Frost Hydra? Okay. Oh, I see. It's a vanilla weapon, and it don't tell you what it builds into in this. So we'll have to look for staves that can be summons and then figure out what they build into based on guessing by what they sound like, you know? Okay, so none of those. Okay. Not that either. Okay. What about... No, not that one. That's kind of interesting. Ah, there it is. So the Frost Hydra staff is good, but we do not have the ability to make the better version until much later. So we'll hold off on that. Let's see. like can't be summoned in the air. Okay. Let's see. Once per second, no contact damage. Okay, very good. It does provide light. It does technically have summon damage. Huh. Alright. Interesting. Yeah, that definitely sounds like it's going to be better than what I'm currently using. So we will 100% be using the Frost Hydra for when we come back. Alright, let's see what that corruption weapon was in the chest. And it's not this one. It's this. I'm gonna snooze these ads because we'll be wrapping up in a few minutes. No need to make you all sit through another 2 minutes of ads. All right. I missed it. It was here, wasn't it? Yes, so we need to go back up. Oopsie doopsies and poopsie whoopsies. There we go. So we got the Scourge of the Corruptor. It's not a bad one, but it's not what I would have liked to have seen, which, you know, that's fine. Okay, Gravity Potion, that's also fine. Don't need Jester Arrows, don't need Dynamite. Get rid of that chest. Alright. We fell. Thankfully, I don't take fall damage. Oh yeah, our armor is the Lunic Core armor. It's a donor item inspired from the Master Chief's armor from Halo. It looks just like the Mjolnir armor and also has an energy shield in the form of a bubble shield. With built-in detect life, aka detect enemies, and light. Which is why the enemies are glowing red. Bah! I was hoping it was another one of the biome chests. Nope. Lots of generic chests, just not the ones we desire. Nope. Actually, also no. Okay. Lots of gold chests, which earlier progression-wise would be quite nice. No. Ah. We can dig through this. Okay. All right then. We wrote down where we left off. We have, oh, I can update this so when we come back. Actually, no, because I'll be changing that when we go to Pokemon. All right, we're gonna look at a few more Palace Cats and we're gonna find someone to raid. Let's see. Here you got a Palace Cat being weighed in. Presumably, it's 659 grams. I'm not sure. It's 659 something. And we know that fully grown Palace Cats are about 4 to 5 kilograms. So maybe it's like 6.59 or 65.9 of something else. Either way, absolutely adorable, sitting on its little custom scale with its adorable little tail. Definitely looks a little concerned. And I'm not sure what zoo this is from. I only have it as 659 tons of floof because it's hilarious. We also have another one. This is 513 tons of floof. The kitten's eyes are still bluish. So this thing is probably only a month or two at most. Very small, not a single brain cell going on in that head of his, and very cute. Big fan. We do love to see it. This is Gnar. He's being super dramatic. It's from when I think Gnar and Az, male and female Palace Cat respectively, at the Kobe Animal Kingdom in Japan, prior to Az giving birth to her kittens this year. It's like a video or a set of images of Az cleaning Gnar. And Gnar is a very silly man. So he's like, ah! And Az is like, stop being ridiculous. I need to clean you, you know. Az being the daughter of Polly. Az and Elle are sister and brother respectively. Those are the only two that survived out of a total of 12 kittens amongst 2 litters. And then Gnar is, I believe, is the son of Bull. Bull and Polly, of course, are a pair of Palace Cats that live at Nasu Animal Kingdom in Japan. They've been together at least 9 years, and we love them for it. And we'll wrap up with either a picture or a video of Polly and Bull. Let's see if we can find one. This is going to be of Bull and Polly. We had to wait for it to finish buffering. I think this is Bull on the right. They're doing some synchronized scritches. It's probably in the summer, which is why there's a lack of snow. I love the orange feet. The bottoms / backsides of their paws have orange. There are some palace cats, like the ones from Iran, that are completely orange because it turns out sand is not always the color of snow. And I bet that feels like a really good scritch, you know? It's important to take care of oneself and get all the spots that itch. But yes, Bull and Polly, that's going to be Bali as far as the ship name. Truly remarkable creatures. I hope everyone has enjoyed the stream, that your Thursday into weekend goes as well as it can, that you stay safe. It's going to be okay, and we are going to get through this. Thank you everyone for being here. VOD friends and lurkers as well. I am going to upload a few more of my VODs to YouTube. It'll likely be the rest of Mono Electric in Radical Red, and I know there's some crime coverage / Palace Cats mixed in because it's per usual, you know? Let's find someone to raid. Let's see if they're streaming. Doesn't hurt to check. They are, but they have an ad break, so we'll wait until they're done with the ad break. We'll snooze this one. Once they come back from the ad break, we'll raid them and send them some love because it's important to do so. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. This is Dragon Alien. They're playing Terraria, possibly Calamity co-op, which is perfectly fine. Terraria is absolutely a game that can be played with friends. And we're going to send them some love. Be safe, everyone. Please make good choices. I will see you on Meownday. Take care, and thank you for being here.